Resiliency to me is the ability to overcome adversity.
Bouncing back after the fall.
To me, resiliency is continuing to pursue a vision, continuing to pursue something that is greater than yourself, greater than your community, despite the challenges you face.
Not holding on, it's who's holding you.
Don't give up.
Persevering.
Means bouncing back.
Hanging on, doing what you can with what you got.
Never giving up.
What's resilience? The brave and creative work of maintaining community in spite of physical distance.
And being an overcomer, being victorious instead of a victim.
Choosing joy in the midst of adversity.
Staying in the fight. Hello, everyone. We apologize for the technical difficulties we were having. It's a season of virtual communications, so no virtual meeting is complete without at least some type of technical snafu. Well, we have fixed it, I believe. We do have a new link that is ready for you all. So if you invited anyone to join us this evening, please make sure to share the updated link so we can reach out to as many of you as possible. Okay, so now that we got that taken care of, let's just get started. My name is Patrick Johnson, and I am the Director of Operations here. It's my pleasure to welcome you to our evening of celebrating transformation. It brings me so much joy to be your host this evening for this exciting and impactful event. Thank you all for joining us from wherever and however you are joining us. Whichever way you find yourselves gathering with us virtually, we welcome you and sincerely thank you for being here with us. What a difference a year makes, right? Almost a year ago today, we were hosting many of you in this very building where I now sit. 2020 has definitely felt like one of those years that has one part lasted forever, while also somehow feeling like there's just no way that everything that we've experienced has been shoved into such a short 8-month period. So much has changed. As we can see from this event tonight, many of us has traded in our business professional gala attire in for something that we've called comfy couch chic. I actually took a look at a quick lexicon of pandemic wordage during this time, and the actual term for this is something that is called a body mullet. Apparently, it means business from the waist up, and then whatever happens to be clean and or comfortable for the rest. Handshakes have now yielded to elbow and fist bumps, and kitchen counters and tables have been turned into boardrooms and classrooms. For all that has changed, the need to connect with people to share stories has remained consistent and perhaps developed into an even more essential priority. So that's what we're going to do this evening. We want to have a chance to change from the more traditional fundraisers and galas that we all know into an opportunity to have some conversations. Our team has worked tremendously hard during this pandemic, and we are excited to share some of the stories about that work with you all this evening. We invite you to join in on the conversation. We have an active chat box. We'd love to hear from you, so please use that. Over the past 6 months, this place has adapted and pivoted like never before. In a short amount of time, GRCCT and its partners have worked together and leveraged over $250,000 to help serve our community during one of the most difficult seasons we have ever faced. So much has gone on, not only in our country, but right here in our community as well. So we have been working, we have been here, we have been grinding, doing whatever we can to help to be a part of solutions. You will have a chance to hear more about this work firsthand in just a little bit. We're actually going to be a little bit like NBC Studios in New York or something. We're going to be kicking over to different live areas where our work is being done in the community to show you firsthand about what that looks like. But before we do that, I want to take just a minute to share with you a little bit about what we have been doing these last few months. Together with our building partners, the Grand Rapids chapter of the NAACP, the Grand Rapids Nehemiah Project, Building Bridges Professional Services, Rise and Grinds Cafe and Catering, and Bethany Christian Services, We have delivered cleaners, disinfectants, face masks, and all sorts of personal protection equipment. We have developed an innovative and online virtual programming that has seen over 150 youth graduate from a 13-week course on conflict resolution and healthy relationships. We have invested over $100,000 in building renovations, including a new parking lot, the start of new bathrooms, and landscaping out back, just to help keep people working during this very challenging season. We've also provided 185 low-income aging adults with emergency landscaping and home chore services and more. We are here. We are working, we are grinding, and we are resilient. We are dedicated to serving this community that we love. And once again, thank you for joining us this evening. Whether you're new friends or longtime Center family, from the bottom of our hearts, we thank you for being a part of our movement. As we set the context for this event, the resilience of ordinary people is what we want to highlight. This work in this place has taught us the importance of persevering through even the most challenging of circumstances. We have only been able to do this because of you, because of all of you that love and support our work so dearly. To everyone on our staff, we have become even more resilient because of you. You all keep us moving forward. And tonight is no exception. This evening, we have been blessed by a generous donor who is committed to match up to $100,000 of every single penny we raise tonight. The Bradley and Jennifer Taylor Donor Advised Fund, along with their kids, Gabby, Lexi, and Addie, have pledged to help kick us off in this event in a big way. Such an ordinary act of giving by people from our own community will help continue to make this place and our work truly extraordinary. We sincerely thank you and your entire family. Support like this is not only a show of appreciation for the work that has been done thus far, it also shows commitment and belief for the work that lies ahead. Support like this from our community helps to ensure that the spark that ignited this movement will not be extinguished by challenge. It affirms that that spark will continue to burn brighter and even hotter than ever before. Ladies and gentlemen, because of you, we are resilient. These are the stories that we want to share with you this evening. Thank you once again for joining us, and welcome to the 3rd annual Ignite the Movement celebration.
Well, welcome everyone. This has been an absolutely incredible year for everyone. Everyone has gone through a ton of trauma, from a pandemic to social, civil, and racial unrest. So we have a lot to reflect on, to discern about, as well as take action on. And at the same time, the Grand Rapids Center for Community Transformation believes that we've been called to share a message of hope in the midst of what sometimes feels like chaos. And so as much as it's about this building and transforming the building, it's also about the people themselves. So our theme this year is Celebrate Transformation, the Faces of Resilience. And although many of these rooms in our building have been laid dormant and not had a lot of people in them, there still are people working hard on the front lines to meet needs. And so we thought, let's take a walk. Let's walk around the people who are on the front lines doing work. Let's walk around the community. Let's try to get some of these faces in front of you so you can see what resilience looks like. So walk with me as we ask some questions to our neighbors, to some businesses, to some people working in and outside the building to see what the face of resilience during a crazy time is all about. Hey, what's up, guys? I'm walking around and I'm trying to show the world what resilience looks like.
Oh, wow.
Can I ask you guys a few questions? You're still here, you're smiling, you're still working. what has allowed you guys to stay resilient?
Here at the center, I think just having a community of people that you can really voice your pain and your struggle to, whether that be business or organizational matters or personal matters. I think having a community of people that you trust, that have your best interest in mind, to really be able to get vulnerable with them and dig deep has meant the world for me.
I think part of the resilience is that to be able to, like Nate was talking about, coming together, relying on each other, supporting each other. That's the, like iron sharpens iron, that piece of work, knowing that, hey, I can contribute even though it's, we don't know what tomorrow, looks like, or we have a plan, but man, and something else just changes and shifts, and now we gotta wear masks and all these other things, but the work still has to happen. It's like, I know it's challenging times, but I know that by me still coming here every day and putting my hours in, knowing that contributes, to like easing the pain of the community.
Let's go check out Youth Build. Our construction trainer Dave has been taking a group of a few students and teaching them construction skills during this season. Dave.
Hey, how are you?
How you doing?
Good.
You've been doing construction training with a small group of students during this season. How have you managed to be resilient during this time?
God's going to throw stuff at us constantly that really cause life to be uncertain. But just to have the center, just to have the students, just to have this job as an anchor is what continues to drive me and give me a place. 4 weeks ago, we were able to get students back in and start to invest live in the lives of the students. To know that's what I'm called to do, I mean, that gives me a purpose and gives me resiliency.
Beautiful. Thank you, Dave.
Yeah.
Keep up the good work, brother. Appreciate you. Yeah. So how you doing, Brandon?
How are
it's
you?
Good to see you.
Nice to see you. Yeah.
The last few months have been absolutely crazy in lots of different ways, but you're still here. You got an opportunity to still work. Talk about what resilience is for you and how this place has helped you stay resilient.
This place has helped me a lot, man. Cause it's like one of my friends, he just shot somebody like 3 days ago, and it's like I was here when that happened. So it's like it's just a crazy world, man. And like here, you guys are teaching us a trade, and like it's construction, and it's like building things. Like I can build my own house after this.
Yeah.
Checks. We also get paid for being here. You get paid to learn the construction trade too, and that's very awesome. Grab the referral too.
There you go. I was just
referral friend. I got one right in my pocket.
Make sure you tell your friends, man. So we're gonna roll up on Brian. He can't stand being on camera, but he has been on the front lines helping move young people into their homes, helping to bring food to young people, helping them get furniture. Let's go check out what resilience is to him.
Hey, what are you guys doing here?
Good to see you, man. Why is it important for the center to be here during a time like this?
You got to give me time to think about that.
That one just be off the top of your head.
I can't do that. Well, I think the biggest thing is just it's a fallback. Where in my situation, I had parents that I knew if, hey, you jack this up, you got them to fall back on. And a lot of times our youth, we are that fallback. So I think that's the biggest thing during this is just we have that fallback aspect for them where they know, hey, if I mess this up, I can come to the center, and whoever my go-to person is always going to be there. No matter what I do, no matter how many times I screw it up, I can always come back, and they're going to help me out.
All right, so let's keep going. What's up, Rob?
All right. How's it going?
Good to see you, man. Hey, we're just walking around the neighborhood. How has the center, this business, helped kept you and the community resilient?
The center have done a great job with keeping this cafe up afloat during COVID-19. Without that partnership, I don't even think we would have survived, but because of all the support and everything from the community and from the center, we've been able to make this happen.
Hi everyone, my name is Stacey Goodson and I work at the Center for Community Transformation within one of our social enterprises, the Rising Grinds Cafe. It has been a hard year for the cafe with the pandemic, but we have adapted and pivoted and we are stronger than ever. We have been blessed with the opportunity to serve our community through good food in a variety of different ways. There were a lot of ways for the community to get food, but we wanted to respond in a way that provided dignity to our neighbors. We took orders for different demographics of people on different days, allowing them to order food over the phone and pick it up, just as we would any other members of our community, and providing that food to them at no cost. It was so great to be able to serve them in this way and to get to know some new members of our community.
Hi everybody, my name's Destiny. I grew up in Grand Rapids and have a deep love for our city, as well as a passion for feeding people and a commitment to building community around food. I recently heard of the great work being done at GRCCT and knew I had to get involved. In the time I've been here, I have watched and witnessed God's faithfulness in response to the amazing work that this resilient team is doing. And it is a privilege to be able to join them. In the face of this pandemic, the Rising Grinds team has provided essential services to more than 570 neighbors by delivering groceries, essential goods, and providing free meals to seniors, youth, families, and local business workers, as well as providing free meals to frontline workers who daily put their lives on the line to help fight the spread of COVID-19. And we feel privileged to be able to continue to do this work. We are resilient.
And now we're going to watch another.
Hi, I'm Lindsay and I work for Building Bridges in the construction department. I've been here for almost a year now, and I've had the opportunity of helping a lot of community members and senior members with some remodels, maintenance, and some handyman work around their homes in the area. It's very challenging and very rewarding, and I love it here. It's also allowed me to make a lot of personal growth and establish my career here at Building Bridges. I'd like to introduce you to one of my seniors that we've currently helped with several issues, and we have also been able to help a lot of her friends, and that is Miss Corona Smith.
You know, we've been in this home for over 30 years. You know, we raised 3 children, 4 grandchildren, and 8 great-grandchildren have all come through here. So, you know, and so we're blessed. But then we had some work done on our windows on the house. But then I was in the dining room one day cleaning the windows, and I was able to look outside, and I'm like, well, that shouldn't be. You know, I shouldn't be able to see outside. So then I started looking for someone, because I knew we couldn't afford to put those stained glass windows in, which the city said you'd have to get repaired. We couldn't afford that. So I started looking for resources, and I went to Home Repair Services, and they said, well, why don't you try Building Bridges? Had passed Building Bridges so many times, never knew what entailed in that business, because we didn't need it. We didn't think we did. And we all signed up. And so Lindsay called, and so she said, well, we're gonna send someone out. And then this fine young man, he called and he said, is it okay if I come by?
They can't replace the lead glass windows, but basically what we wanted to find a low cost way to keep the weather out. So I basically just took some cord around and cut it around and then secured it.
Building Bridges was able to afford us, you know, to get done. And like I said, I would always see the senior millage on the ballot. You vote for it because, you know, there's seniors out there that need help, can't afford it, but you don't put yourself in that position until it actually hits home. And then you think, okay, well, I'm a senior and I need help. And so, you know, I'm happy that Building Bridges and the other organizations out, you know, here for seniors.
Because if resilience means, you know, to be hit by something and to bounce back, you know, we've both been down that road and back, and then you find contentment in life, you know, and appreciation for what you have because of the struggles that you've already been through.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Kareem Scales, the Administrator of Operations for the Greater Grand Rapids branch of the NAACP, and this is Javon Fields, the President of the NAACP GRU Council. Many people may not know that the NAACP was started by an interracial group of freedom fighters in February 1909 in New York City. Several of them were actually descendants of white slave abolitionists. The NAACP was established partially in response to the 1908 Springfield race riot in Springfield, Illinois. These righteous activists believed that America could no longer withstand racialized discrimination in this great country. Unfortunately, over 110 years later, there's still a lot of work to be done. And if you've been paying attention, perhaps now more than ever, we need to strengthen relationships with an interracial group of brothers and sisters to finally end systematic and institutional discrimination. Yet the challenges we face today, although it be similar, are a bit different. Today, we see racialized data in more systemic ways. For instance, recent data nationally has said that over 41% of Black and brown businesses have now permanently closed in the United States. It means that employees of those companies, who many are also Black and brown, lose their jobs. For those working in larger white institutions, we have seen cases of workplace discrimination go up by 25% in the last 3 years.
Like Kareem said, my name is Javon Fields. As the Youth President of the Youth Council, we are proud to be members of the GR Center for Community Transformation because they have set the table for us to do what we do better and participate with other groups who may not agree with everything, but agree on what's most important. As a society, we can do better. We can do better with policing, so we can eliminate situations like Breonna Taylor and George Floyd. We can do better with urban violence. We can do better with economic sustainability, environmental justice, civic engagement. We can do better with youth engagement and youth development. We can do better in how we treat employees of all color and creeds. We can do better to build a more peace-filled society. Thank you for helping us make our community better as we collectively work to become more resilient.
Here are a few words from our friend Wendy.
Hello, good evening, everyone. My name is Wendy. From building bridges to NAACP, I love seeing all that the center does. I didn't know that we did all that. But the center is much more than numbers than statistics. It's about working with people in our community and giving back. I work at the center's Youth Build program, where I just graduated from in February. I started coming to the center as a teen back in 2014, working on job skills and resumes. But before my 18th birthday, I was kicked out of my foster home and was left with nowhere to go. I was then 18, homeless, a high school dropout, just trying to make it through the day. With help and support from the center, I now have my high school diploma, construction certificate. I am first aid and CPR certified and feel confident not only as a person, but as a mother as well. Now I'm able to attend company meetings, be a part of business planning and strategizing, help other youth learn construction skills, and make sure that their needs are met. We want them to know that they are important to us. And that's what I love about the center. They care about everyone and everyone is family. With love and respect, we want our youth to know that they are supported no matter what. We want our youth to succeed, work for a better life and a better community. We want to help as many people as we can, but it all starts with you. We are asking for donations of any amount to help make our community a better place for our youth. Any contributions will be matched up to $100,000, like Patrick mentioned in the beginning. So please show your support and donate. Even if it's only $1, you can make your contributions at grcc.com/ignite. 100% of all proceeds will go towards the center. Help change lives today. It all starts with you. Now, please, if you have a few seconds, check out our final video and see what the center's been up to the past couple months.
died in the past 24 hours, and that brings the nationwide total of deaths to 3,100.
I can't breathe! I can't breathe!
I've never seen 7,000 calls in EMS. To give you some perspective, that's more than 9/11.
In the beginning, I felt hopeless. I didn't know what was going on. I was confused.
How I felt about it was the world isn't going to stop until you don't have anything left.
Winds have pushed these wildfires to jump sometimes a quarter mile or even a mile.
I was really scared and not sure what was happening and how long it was going to last. Just a lot of questions and not a lot of answers, sitting in a lot of uncertainty and trying to like pray and to be hopeful through it.
Now I feel hopeful, excited, proud. I think that people have been able to show a strength in them that we haven't had to show before.
I feel a lot of hope. I feel that God is close. I feel that things are going to be okay, and that as long as we continue to lean on each other and to lean on the things that we love and we value, that I think we're all going to do all right through this. Things are looking up.
I think in terms of the pandemic and how it affected people, I think it really like uncovered some stuff to where it made everybody aware that, hey, we have an opportunity to be able to like take this horrifying incident and kind of turn it into something positive.
The other thing I would say that's been uplifting during this time is watching our case management staff just grind. Like, our frontline people have never stopped, and they've always been, how can I help? What do you need? What can I do? And so for them, they don't want to hear like, sit at home, put on a mask. They are so hands-on and they love our young people. And just being out there, if it's like delivering, food boxes, doing porch drops with medicine, continuing to engage with their young people on social media, they have not, I would say, let up at all, even though we can't always be as face-to-face. So they have really lifted me up knowing that they've just been grinding.
I think most uplifting thing was how maybe it was the food boxes that were distributed in multiple locations. Families could pick up food. It was when schools had first closed and families knew that they would need other resources because kids usually eat at school. It was the passing out of hygiene products and stuff, but it was the genuine fight in the community, or the hope I think that people gave each other with showing up.
So as an outlet, we came up with an idea called Quarantine, and basically it was a program that for us to deliver our content all about relationship building while the youth were basically under quarantine, and it was a hit. We had a lot of direct feedback from what was going on in the lives of children, like from their couches as they're watching the world and they can't do anything. We had everybody captured. And as everything kind of started to slowly unfold, some of the feedback that we were getting from the youth was, my parents are listening to me now.
I don't think that anyone is going to easily forget what we're currently going through, and I think it's going to change the world for the better.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Hope you're all doing well out there, and glad to be here with you. Not present, and all of you who know me, if there was any way to get you here, I deeply wanted to be with you because we're all about relationships, and developing new experiences for folks. But we did it this way, and I hope, I live and breathe this stuff every day. It's my heart, it's my child. It's like, it's so interconnected with my family and my life. And for all of you, if you feel like, man, this is a bit complicated, you got 5 different organizations working together, and how does all that stuff work? Don't feel like you got to figure it all out. We're not necessarily a single organization. We're not an institution. We say we're a movement, a grassroots-led movement, an interconnected network. We often talk about ourselves as the rich soil that is allowing the community to produce something beautiful. And we don't always know what that is. I always turn my head and find some other new innovative thing that somebody in this building is doing. And I'm amazed. And that's exactly what we've wanted. We always say that we want the real me to meet the real you over and over again. And so we've brought a collective of organizations, not around the idea of, well, do you believe what I believe? Because we quickly find that oftentimes we have different political or economic views, religious views. Instead, we say, do you care about what I care about? Do you care about freedom? Do you care about community? Do you care about young people? Do you care about jobs and entrepreneurship and all the things that all of us want for our own families? And so we've come around this idea. We started dreaming about 3 years ago. We said, well, let's raise $3.5 million, and we're gonna buy this building and renovate it. And then we said, well, let's raise that. Now let's make it 4 million. And now we've said, let's raise 5 million, 4.5 million. The number seems to keep going up, but this is why, because as of today, we have now purchased this building. We've now raised $4.1 million. We have a $100,000 commitment for tonight that is going to be matched dollar for dollar, and that we can get to 4.5 million by the end of the year, 4.3 million by the end of tonight. And it's because of people just like you, people who just say, you know what, we've given to different things at different times, and we don't always know if it works or not, but something is different about this place. Something is different about this collaborative. Something is different about this network. And so we are asking you to donate, to give something, to make it sacrificial. And we say to walk with us long term, not just for today, but for the rest of next year and the following year. And at the end of the day, we want to work and build community with our friends. And so if you're new, we'd love for you to make a donation and get on our email list and start having more conversations with us. If you've been here for a while, then maybe it's time for us to move beyond just a check. Maybe it's time to engage your head and your hands a bit more. And so we're committed to beginning to provide more of those opportunities. In the next year, this building is going to be able to start changing. We already have a new parking lot, but we're adding an elevator that's going to have access to a green rooftop deck. We're going to have a full-scale commercial kitchen on the side of our event center to host weddings. And we're inviting you to use our landscaping services, to go and purchase food for your next corporate event through Rise and Grind, to come and host your meetings here, to begin to gauge and change the way you spend your money to invest into a neighborhood and community like this, because we believe that that's what will initiate real change. So in the next 3 months, again, we'll be diving in deeper. Probably in January, we'll send out more information in which we'll have another 30-minute session where we'll dive in a bit deeper into some of the real details of the expanding programming and operations. And know that the team here, all the people that you've been introduced to, have been doing absolutely incredible. We have an excellent leadership team from each organization, and we are so pleased to say that we've already met our initial goal. Now we're expanding it, and it's because of the amazing sacrifice and contribution from people just like you. So we're going to put up a slideshow. We promise to keep it short and sweet. Feel free to engage in some questions, some Q&A, and any questions that come in, more responses, we'll be responding and putting something together and sending it out. But go to our website, send in the donations. We'll play the slideshow, and we look forward to seeing you all soon. God bless you, and thank you.